Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we'll be discussing some more para jumble exercises concerning or containing questions that are generally asked for CAT and other management entrance examinations. We have discussed a lot of questions in the previous videos, and we have also discussed some techniques that could be useful to you in identifying the correct sequence while attempting the para jumbling questions. And para jumbling questions are supposed to be the easiest of the lot in the VRC section, both para jumble and para summaries. But of late, we have seen that the questions are becoming progressively tough. So you need to scale up your skill in para jumbles and para summaries as well, so that you are able to identify the sequence and the answers very quickly, so that you can save some time, that time which you can utilize in RC passages, because RC passages are going to be the toughest of all the sections in VRC. So where you will have to spend a lot of time. So maximum time you should save from para jumble and para summary and other kind of questions, and that time you can utilize, extra time you can utilize in attempting the RC passages, so that you can maximize your score and then ensure that you get selected to a good management institutes. Okay, so we'll straight away go to the questions. Number one, take some time to read it, understand the context, try to rearrange, and then come up with an answer. There is a small typing mistake here. This last option should be 4, not D. It is 4. This is a small typing error. You can ignore that. Okay, now once you read the sentences, you can understand that the context is about the discovery of some grid-like patterns in some part of China, which some Google map enthusiasts or people who are fond of searching through Google Maps and looking at the images, satellite images of various places all over the world. So such people have found some odd-looking formations, which are grid-like formations in China, and then they are making some certain speculations about how this could have been formed and what are the things, and it says that it might be some military installations which are where they have erected some kind of military installations for training purposes, and these might have been showing up in the Google Maps as grid like patterns. All these kind of things are talked about. So this is the context. Now how to rearrange the sentences. You can think that this is a good opening sentence. Thanks to Google Maps satellite imagery, online map enthusiasts have discovered a few odd looking formations in China, because it talks about the context of where the people who have studied the, or who are interested in studying satellite maps through Google, they have found this kind of odd formations. So it will do it appear like a good opening sentence. We will keep it as a opening sentence here. Then what can, while nobody has figured out what substance was used to create the forms, so here we are talking about the forms that are talked about in here. So the nobody knows what substance is used, but speculation means people are guessing that this grid pattern was generally used in military training. So the pattern is a grid looking pattern, or discovered a few odd looking formations. So we don't know whether this pattern is a grid looking pattern or not. So if the speculation is surfaced that the grid pattern, so this grid pattern is very important. So We don't know whether this pattern is grid or not so far, because we already only have one sentence where we know that they have discovered a few odd looking formations. So these odd looking formations, whether they are in the form of a grid or not, we don't know. So what should be there? We have to know that these formations are grid like formations. So that should be stated before that. Where it is given an odd grid-like pattern, option or statement C. So what is statement C saying? If crop circles are too 20th century to drive your sci-fi enthusiasm. So in order to understand this part, you should know what is the meaning of a crop circle. Crop circles are actually places where standing crops are there, large areas where standing crops are there. In certain places, these crops are flattened in certain particular designs, or they are flattened out. They are not in standing, they are flattened out, and these flattened out portions are having certain particular designs, and these have been found all across the world, especially in North America, South America and Europe. These have been found in large plantations where large areas are cultivated, and nobody knows how these flattened portions are developing. What is the reason? Many people are saying that this could be the work of some extraterrestrial organisms or unidentified flying objects, or these kind of, so many theories are flying around. That is why the passage says that if crop circles are too 20th century, too 20th century means too old. 20th century, we are now in the 21st century. So if you think that crop circles are too old fashioned to drive your sci-fi enthusiasm, so people who analyze or think about these kind of things, they are all enthusiasts who are having the science fiction concepts and all. They think that these are done by extraterrestrial organisms or unidentified flying objects, or they are doing this. So a lot of conspiracy theories are going on even now. So that is why the crop circles are too old for you to evoke your science fiction enthusiasm. How about some large white lines laid out in an odd grid like pattern strewn across the Chinese desert? So we can see that this should be the first sentence, because here we are talking about the patterns that have appeared in China and which are in the grid-like formation. So we can see that C should be the first sentence, as it introduces the concept. Even before talking about China, we can talk about the crop circles, means the circles that are formed in standing crops. And if you think that these are too old-fashioned to evoke your science fiction curiosity, then we will give you some another formations which are found in China. And then we say that what has happened in China, Google enthusiasts have found certain formations, the odd looking formations in China, and these are odd looking. So but we know that they are in the form of a grid, and then we can say that nobody could understand what was used, but this grid pattern is generally used by military. So you can say that CAB. Then what we can say, one, now the sequence becomes easy. Then you can say that if it is done by military, then you can say there is a reason why military might have done this, because this particular grid like patterns are found in an area which is north of the Shul river, and that is a very remote area, nobody is living there. So that is perfect for military training. So this is giving you a reason why military might have done this. So it is telling you that this is might have been done by military, because this area is ideal for military training. And then you can say the concluding sentence, and with the discovery of this kind of white line stretching over 1 mile on 3,000 feet wide, you can be sure certain folks will continue searching for more interesting Chinese designs. Why? Because the what we say in option statement C, so crop circles have not evoked your curiosity, but these things will have definitely evoked the curiosity of the people who are enthusiastic about these kind of things. So they will be definitely looking for more interesting Chinese design. So this is why D will be the last sentence. So CABED is the sequence. So first we talk about the crop circles. They are very outdated, means they are not enough to evoke the enthusiasm of science fiction, people who are interested in science fiction. So but they will be definitely interested in these kind of grid like patterns, which the enthusiasts have found through Google map imagery, and nobody could understand what was the substance used, but it could be probably these kind of patterns are generally used by military, and this area is perfect for military training. And with this curiosity generated, people will definitely be looking for more interesting Chinese design. So CABED will be the clear and correct option. So option 3 will be the answer. Look at the correct sequence. Here we have the grid-like pattern. Then the odd formations are found in China, and they are also in the grid-like pattern, which is generally used by military. And this area is very good for military training. And once this discovery has come, very people, certain folks will continue searching because the curiosity is generated. People will be searching for this. So CABD is the logical sequence for this particular para jumble. Now go to the next one. Hobbled means temporarily disabled. That is the meaning of hobbling. The way you walk awkwardly when your leg is injured, that is hobbling. So a temporary disablement is hobbling. Even if you don't understand the expansion of IAEA, it's not a problem. Some organization you can think, but IAEA in fact stands for International Atomic Energy Agency. All right. So by reading the statements, you can understand that the context we are talking about is about Iran's nuclear program, which has suffered a lot of direct attacks by against it by who is doing the attack, we don't know, but there a lot of direct attacks have happened, but Iran has not retaliated against these attacks, and the reason for not retaliating against the attack is also given. The explanation, the statement D, which says that it could be because if Iran retaliates against the attacks, then that retaliation will be taken as an excuse or a pretext for further direct attacks or a full-blown military attack against Iran and its nuclear facility. So Iran knows that if they retaliate for this kind of open attacks against its nuclear program, then that retaliation will be taken as an excuse for a full-blown military attack against Iran and its nuclear program. So these are the things given. So this is a very simple para jumble. You can, once you understand it, the answer can be very easily found. Yeah, definitely A is the correct opening sentence because it talks about the way a lot of covert warfare blows. Covert means open or direct. So very open warfare blows directed against the nuclear program. So Iran has absorbed. So the word absorbed also is very important. Absorbed means they have silently suffered. They have not done any retaliatory attack, or they have not reacted against these kind of attacks. That is why it is called absorbed. They have absorbed the attacks done by whoever is doing it. So maybe some other countries are doing it. So one country is given Israel, but other countries might be doing it. So the Iran has absorbed these kind of attacks. So option A will be definitely the opening sentence. And what then? Which should be the correct next one? What are the attacks or what are the warfare blows directed against it? It is given in C. Assassination of the nuclear scientist. Sabotage. Sabotage means a destruction of its facilities, and most damaging, the computer virus that disabled the centrifugal system temporarily. So these are the attacks that we are talking about in option A. So C will be very clearly the next one. Then what will be the next one? See here, tensions are escalating further. So already there are tensions. Iran's nuclear program is being attacked openly through various methods which are given in statement C. Then we talk about the escalating means increasing. So tensions are increasing further because Israel is threatening military action to stop a program whose potential military dimension was highlighted by this organization. So Israel also threatening to attack Iran, because of which tensions are escalating further. So the word further is the clue that tells you that this should come after C. So first we talk about the things that have already happened, then we talk about the things that are going to happen. So ACE, because this is a threat that might happen, or Israel is threatening to attack Iran. So a lot of people, a lot of countries, or a lot of attacks have already happened against Iran's nuclear program. Now Israel is threatening to attack. Then what is Iran's reaction? Thus far, however, Tehran has declared. Tehran indicates any country's capital, if it is given in this context, means that country. So Tehran means Tehran is the capital of Iran. So Tehran has declined any significant retaliation, means the Tehran has not done any retaliation for actions and threats. See, so actions and threats. So actions means these are the actions, whatever we are talking about in C, and threats means the threat Israel is threatening. So this will confirm to you that CE should be stated before B. So Israel's or Iran's lack of action so far they have not done anything to retaliate against attacks. And then the last sentence, why they have not done. Prudent means a wise or a reasonable explanation. What is a reasonable explanation? For Iran restraining itself, restraining means controlling itself from any counteraction. Why they are controlling? Because they know that these acts or attacks and threats are designed to provoke Iran into retaliating, and when they retaliate, that would be used as an excuse for a full-blown military action. So that is why they are not retaliating. So ACEBD is very clearly the sequence, because it talks about the issue, then the things that have happened, then the things that are may happen in future, then why Iran has not done anything, or why, and Iran's not doing anything is given here, then the reason for Iran not doing anything. So ACEBD is a very clear logical sequence. You can see the sequence here. Once you read the sequence, it will be very clear to you. All right, go to the next one. So this is a philosophical passage. It is talking about the author having a lot of suffering, and he accepts that his suffering is endless and meaningless. But then he realizes that no, it is not meaningless, or whatever is happening in the universe This nothing is meaningless, everything has got meaning, and suffering also has got meaning. And that how that realization has happened, what made him realize that, and what are the subsequent things. So these are the things talked about in the passage. Now how to find the first sentence, opening sentence. Obviously this is not the opening sentence because we have a pronoun it here, we have another pronoun that here, so this will not be the opening sentence. Again it here, not an opening sentence. So you can say that either C or A. And out when you read C and A closely, what you can say, while there were times when I rejoiced in the idea that my sufferings were to be endless. Rejoice means I became glad. So he is glad that his sufferings are endless, but I could not bear them to be without meaning. By could not bear them means I could not tolerate them to be meaningless. So I accepted the fact that I even acknowledged and become happy with the fact that my sufferings are endless, but I could not live with the fact that they are meaningless. So that is the meaning. Then you can say A. But now I find hidden somewhere away in my nature something that tells me, now something in my nature tells me that nothing in the whole world is meaningless, and suffering least of all, means suffering is not at all meaningless. So first he says that I could accept the fact that my sufferings are endless, but I could not accept the fact that they were meaningless. Then I realized that nothing in the whole world is meaningless, and suffering is definitely not meaningless, suffering is definitely having a meaning. So CA will be the sequence, or CA will be a sentence pair. C talks about how the author has accepted that suffering is endless, but he could not accept the fact that suffering could be meaningless. Then he realized that no, suffering is not meaningless, suffering has got a meaning. And then what should be the next sentence? See, somewhere away in my nature something that tells me. So something inside his character told him that suffering is not meaningless, and that something hidden away in my nature, somewhere in my nature, and that something hidden away in my nature is my humility. So here he talks about what is that something. So he something told him that the suffering is not meaningless, and that something is his humility. So CAD. So once you have this CAD, you can directly go to an answer here, because there is only one option with CAD as the answer, CADBE. But let us assume that there are two options where you have this sequence. Then how to find the next one, CAD? Then what could be the, it is the last thing left in me and the best, the ultimate discovery at which I have as a starting point for a fresh development. So what is he talking about? It is the last thing means humility. So he has understood that what is happening in his nature, or what is there in his nature, that told him that suffering is not meaningless, that is his humility, and it is the last thing left in me and the best thing, and that is going to give me a fresh start. So here he is further qualifying the humility. So definitely it will be a B, CADB. Then it has come to me right out of myself, so I know it has come at the proper time. So it is further saying that this particular thing that is described here, it has come at the right time. So it is E, CADBE. Some of you might have the doubt whether it can be the in the reverse format EB. No, because first we talk about it is the something that is hidden away in my nature, which is humility, and it is the last thing left in me. So directly it is referring to here. So when you state this sentence here, it is the last thing. When you are writing in a passage, it will be like this, right? So it is directly referring to the humility. So that is why it is always better to have B after D, then E. It has come to me right out of myself. Even here also you may have it, you have it at the first as the first word. So you might say that why not put E here? But B is telling you what is that thing, or what is the why it is important, because it is the last thing and it is the start for a fresh development, and it has come at the proper time. So something that is going to help me to start afresh has happened, and it has come at the proper time. So first you say that something that is going to give me a fresh start has happened, and it has come at the proper time. So that is a correct sequence. That is why CADB is the best answer. Anyway, you don't have a problem here because you don't have any other option where CADEB is there. Even if you had an option where CADEB is there, CADB should be the best answer, because I told you first you have to state why it is giving him a fresh development. Then you can say that it has come at the proper time. So this is ultimate discovery at which I have a starting point for a fresh. So it is going to help me to start my life fresh, and it has come at the proper time. So first you say that something has happened to me that is going to help me to start my life fresh, and it has given me some new insights, and it has come at the right time. So that is why CADBE will be the best answer to this sequence. So once you can go through the rearrange sentences and understand the logic without an issue. See, once you read it, you will understand that this is the logic. Even if you put E after D and then B, it may not be too as logical as you put it this way. That is why CADB is the best answer. So that's all for today. I hope you have found some learning points in this particular para jumble exercise. Keep doing these kind of exercises so that your skill becomes very good. And if you are not able to follow the logic in the first view, kindly view it for one more time so that you can understand the nuances of finding out the correct logical sequence. Please like, share, and subscribe. You have found the video to be useful in your preparation. When I get more reach, I'll be motivated to do more videos on all aspects of ERC and interview preparation for CAT and other management exams. Thank you. Bye bye.